This is an R Media podcast.
This episode is brought to you by Luxaflex, transforming homes with functional window coverings designed to shape your light and your lifestyle. This episode was brought to you by Oz Design. Style your space and make every room feel effortlessly welcoming. Is being an interior designer glamorous?
Even though I'm wearing a hydrangea dress? No, it can be.
Interior decoration and then interior design and specification. What's the difference?
People sometimes don't have any idea.
No.
And they're like, well, I want your style in my house.
But they can't have that either because your style in your home would look completely different in someone else's home.
Correct. And I'm not going to go and start introducing salmon or green or something like that. Renovating a kitchen, doing an ensuite, and they found that the structure was ready to fall down. Oh, yeah. Unbelievable. So, look.
How do you deliver that news to the homeowners?
They know that they would be living without their kitchen. Are you going to eat off a barbecue? Are you going to eat Chinese takeaway every night? Probably. What are you doing? Are you cool with that?
You are the house doctor.
I'm the house doctor, 100%. And I'm a normal person. So you can ask me about my weirdness.
Hello and welcome to The Edit, a new show all about your style, your sanctuary. I'm Elle Lovelock, editor of Home Beautiful. Whether you're tuning in from a bustling city apartment, a rural retreat, or somewhere in between, this is the place where we open the door to personal stories, practical advice, and that spark of creativity you can bring to your own space. So come inside and make yourself cozy. We're welcoming someone who knows the art and the anxieties of transforming rooms, interior designer Lauren Mahoney. We all know her as the genius behind that kitchen. This is a great episode. I hope you enjoy.
You're home.
Welcome to The Edit, a brand new podcast from Home Beautiful. Welcome to Lauren Mahoney from Studio Trio. I have to say, hand on heart, you are one of my favourite interior designers.
Aww.
And
that's so sweet. Thank
every
you.
time we hear about a new project of yours, we just can't wait to get inside.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. Thank you so much to Home Beautiful for having me today. This is like an honour. Like I am just like, I don't know, like a person in a kid in a lolly shop. 100%. It's 100%.
What I would love to explore with you today is really interior design 101. I want to take away the mystery of interior designers. You're not scary people.
No,
You're
not at
regular
all.
people.
Yes.
And the process of how do you find an interior designer? What do you do when you meet with them? How do you work with them? And what sorts of things do you work on?
Okay, so I've been in the industry for like 25 years. I'm an extremely down-to-earth, fully approachable person.
This is true.
I'm a mother, I'm a wife. I'm got a huge family, so I'm very, very family-orientated. I have heaps of friends. I've had friends since I was like in kindergarten. That's how much I still go out with my girlfriends from kindergarten. So I've got people in my life that have been in my life for such a long time. And I think it's like, everything's give and take. And it's interesting, all the people that you meet in your life, everybody comes with you on a journey and helps you along. And I've got people in the industry that have been my friends for years and we help each other out. So, I'm not a scary person. I'm a very down-to-earth person. I've been doing this for such a long time that it's all I know. Like I don't know anything else. And I know how to make homes beautiful. And probably the biggest thing for me in sort of what I do, and I've been running a business for a long time, is to make people happy. And that's, and make people love to come home when they've got busy lives.
And that's a really good point, because interior design is not just about colour palettes and cushions.
Yeah.
It's about creating a space that you really want to live in. So
100%.
When a client comes to you, when someone looks you up and they know your work and they give you a call or send you an email, what is that like when you are answering their call?
Yeah. So what we do is we have kind of two ways of sort of going about it. One way is someone can fill out a contact form on our website. So then what we do for us, Stephen and I, because we're husband and wife when we run our business, we're in contact with people straight away or within 24 hours. You know, if we're mental, for us, we love to get back to people straight away because they've made a huge decision in their life to call somebody like us, and you have to get back to them quick, smart.
You mentioned interior decoration, and then interior design and specification. What's the difference?
So interior design and specifications, more like hard finishes. Well, it is soft finishes, but it's pretty much like hard finishes. So if you think of like your kitchens, your bathrooms, joinery, picking floors, paint colours, light fittings, light switches, you know, architraves and niches, and then it would involve documenting it. So putting it into CAD and doing a specification and more build related. Interior decorating is more soft furnishings. So it's more like curtains and cushions and sofas. So if somebody already has a finished home, they very much could call an interior designer for interior decoration. So, you know, it's kind of like you could do sort of some people do both things. Some people just do the hard finishes. We like to do both. And
so
we
that's
do
good
do
to
both.
know. Interior designers, they aren't just going in for a project that's going to cost $2 million and it's a whole house. You can really tailor it to exactly what you need.
Absolutely, yeah. Like we have, so some clients, you know, they'll fill out our form online and sort of they're not sure and they sort of don't know. So sometimes they call up and then we kind of have a conversation on the phone. Otherwise we call them back and we ask a lot of questions to kind of understand. But yeah, definitely, like for our business, I have many people that ring up and say, can you decorate my home? I've done a new build. I didn't know about you. I found out about you through a friend of mine, or I happened to see you in Home Beautiful. I've had a lot of that.
Of course.
And can you help me furnish my home? You know, I want curtains. I want sofas. I want artwork. I want scatter cushions. I want beautiful, gorgeous bed linen. And they have absolutely no idea where to start. So we get a lot of that, or we get a lot of doing both. So the hard finishes and the soft finishes, or we just sometimes work on hard finishes. So it just depends on what it is, really.
Are people nervous when they call you?
Some people are. Depends on who it is. Some people are very nervous. I've had some nervous clients before.
Tell me about the nervous ones. Because I want to make it a safe space.
Yeah, so I've had nervous. I can tell when somebody's nervous. You know, they get a bit shaky. You know, and I can just tell, like they just a bit reserved, you know, don't sort of open up. And because I'm very much a very open person, I like to get information out of people. You know, I fish a bit for questions. You know, I ask questions and I kind of fish to get a personality out of somebody. And I can tell when somebody's nervous, but I don't know, we play music when we have people come into our office. We have candles going. I offer them chocolates. I tend to eat a lot of those myself at night time when I'm working late. I'm going to stop eating them. You know, we have chocolates. We have Coke, everything. I like to make people feel really relaxed and at home and, you know, just like, let's get down to it. And I ask a lot of questions. I ask a lot of questions about their family. I like to know about their pets. I like to know who they are, you know, because we're people at the end of the day. We're human. We're not just glass. And, you know, it's a lot of people, they get very frightened to use interior designers.
Why do you think that is? Why do you think they're so nervous?
I think probably the biggest thing, honestly, Elle, is probably around budget. I think that they sometimes think, oh, an interior design is going to cost me a lot of money. But the funny thing about it is sometimes it actually, you can cost yourself a lot of money. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
100%, because you go, I think I'm going to choose that for a kitchen bench top, that for a kitchen. Oh, that doesn't go together. That's horrible. You know, I've got a situation at the moment. New client of mine, lovely, lovely people, and we're going to like tear out their study because they've had it done by somebody else. They weren't happy with it, you know, and then they found me, and so I'm fixing up their home. And you know, you don't want to pull out things that cost a lot of money, but I also like, this does not suit you, doesn't suit the home. Let's just start again, you know? And this is the thing, you know, people, it can actually cost them a lot of money because they've gone down the wrong path or they've tried to do it themselves. And for that little bit of extra money, they could actually get guidance and help.
I think a lot of people don't know that interior designers have access to incredible discounts.
Yeah, absolutely. 100%. Absolutely. You know, so designers can pass on some trade discount. Absolutely. And people don't realise that, you know. And they can help them, because the thing is, at the end of the day, you know, some clients go, oh, they probably only use, you know, 5 suppliers. Absolutely not. When I'm decorating a home, one home I could be using 150 suppliers,
Yeah.
and it's all budget led. It's all to suit, like, you know, you might spend more money in a formal lounge room or a formal dining room, or a family room where people see it, but maybe like kids' rooms you spend less, or hallways for fillers. So the funny thing about it is I don't just use one supplier, I use thousands, and it's all budget suited, and you can sort of flex the budget or raise the budget. You can get a look for less. You can mix it with less expensive things. It's style at the end of the day.
It is style.
100%.
Do you only shop at interior design places, or do you shop like a normal person?
I shop like a normal person. Absolutely. Absolutely. Like, okay, you know what? Honestly, I'll be honest about something here. In my beautiful pantry, I have beautiful tiles, beautiful joinery, beautiful marble bench tops, canisters that everything's labelled and named.
Oh,
and then I have
describing the dream.
I have Kmart baskets inside my shelves. Yes, I do. Because they were the perfect size. They were black and they were tapered, and at the time I couldn't find anything to fit there.
Yeah.
I should have organised that ahead of time. And they were just perfect. They were black. They were exactly what I needed. I wanted to put extra spices in there. So they're from Kmart. So to me, and they look the part. So this is the thing.
Yeah.
It's about mixing style. You know, I have lots of things, you know, in my home, some lovely, you know, more high-end things, and I have things that are less expensive, you know, that I think, well, I think I'll just have a cheaper rug in here because I've got a dog that would maybe wee on it or something. I have had that situation. But do you know what I mean? Like, it's all about just, I don't know, it's all about style. That's the thing. Yeah. And style, you know, you can look at some shops and think, wow, that is so funky, and it could be like a $20 rattan basket and it could look super cool. You know, it's just about mixing things.
Let's talk about style a bit more. So how do you help your clients discover their style if they don't know what it is?
So I think the biggest thing for me is I always do a walkthrough of their home. I mean, if it's an existing home, if it's a new build, you'd be able to kind of gauge what the style would be. And a lot of my clients do come to me for more that classic, modern classic style. So we're already kind of aligned. Yeah. So I think it's more about asking a lot of questions. So, you know, you can kind of gauge a little bit, but everything's psychological. You know, you can kind of, I ask a lot of questions like, do you like artwork that's busy? Do you like abstract? Do you like landscapes? You know, what are you drawn to? And I show a lot of photos just to kind of indicate, you know, just to
that's
sort of,
good. Like a this or that.
Oh, yeah, a lot of photos. I do a lot of imagery to start with, so a bit of a style guide myself to start off on the right foot. It's all about asking questions to kind of really understand. People sometimes don't have any idea. No. And they're like, well, I want your style in my house.
But they can't have that either because your style in your home would look completely different in someone else's home.
Correct. I have another job that I'm doing, and I know the client loves green. 100% vibing green. I can tell the tea towels are green, things in her drawers are green. She's got a green oven. There's green going on. I know it's her favourite colour. So I know I can run with that psychologically and build on it and do things in green. Let's not be scared to have a green kitchen, you know? Like, I'm not going to give her a white kitchen. She's going to go for a green kitchen.
Well, I can tell you, one of the best-selling issues we've ever had is one of your kitchens, and it's green.
I know, it's green. It's green. I know, so many people loved that beautiful green kitchen.
Oh, it is amazing.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. So this is the thing. I knew with that particular client, I could push her into colour. Yeah. So I said to her, would you be okay if we did a green kitchen, but I'm going to mix it with timber because you're in a beautiful old sort of almost borderline bungalow home, and they have a lot of like original old timber. And so I felt like that was kind of right for the house. Yeah. And she was like, yeah, let's do it. Let's go. And it's funny. Sometimes, you know, trusting a designer and going, you know what, I'm just going to let them do this. Yeah. You actually really surprise yourself. Yeah. And people need to let go a little bit and go, all right, I need to think outside the white box.
What do you do if a client is really struggling to get on board with a vision?
I think the thing is, at the end of the day, I don't like to, probably one thing I don't like to do is even though I have a very classic aesthetic or modern classic aesthetic, I don't like to force things on people if I know it's just not them, you know?
Yes, yeah.
So that's something really important to me. So I think what I do is I always show lots of imagery, and if we're still not on the target, I don't want to start the job at all until I really nail it and understand and go, all right, you're not a green kitchen person. Are you a beige person? Are you a grey person? What is it? And you'll eventually tap into it and know that somebody says, oh, I love that. That's me. And then you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So style is agreed on.
Yeah.
Budget is agreed on. We're going ahead with a project.
Yeah.
What happens next?
So it depends on sort of, which way we sort of go. If we do hard finishes or soft finishes, budget for us is a huge thing. We like to know sort of what somebody would want to spend so they feel comfortable. If we can't do it for that, we say, look, we can't do it.
Yeah.
But budget's a big thing with us. So we know, okay, well, we've got that to spend in the room. And that means then our 50 suppliers that we're using or 30 suppliers, we need to get things from here, there, so that it aligns with the budget expectation.
And it's not about having an enormous budget all the time. It's having the right budget to suit what they want to do.
That's exactly right. So if it's hard finishes, then pretty much we don't sort of like to, I guess, go heavy into it. We like to concept a lot. So what we do when it's hard finishes, and say, for example, I'm doing beautiful kitchen at the moment, we've got a budget set.
Yep.
And I've sort of said, look, based on the style that you like, from imagery that I've created, I think you're going to fall into this budget with trades to give you a bit of an idea. Okay, we feel good. And what that's allowed me to do is know that the tap for the kitchen has to be this brand.
Yeah.
The butler sink has to be that brand. I'm not going to go do a hand-painted kitchen. I need to do polyurethane. Do you know what I mean? Or maybe I do this sort of bench top. And so that helps me. And then from there, we start to concept it up. So we do 3D modeling to kind of give the client based on, and sort of materials. We do materials to give them the idea of what it could look like based on their budget. Then if they're happy with that, we run some numbers and figures so that they kind of understand, okay, and if it's too expensive, then we have to tweak something to still get the look, but tweak something to work out why that was so expensive, or what we need to do to sort of get a look to fit within the budget. Or if it's like, okay, great, we want to up that budget a little bit because we believe that beautiful brass range, should we have to have it, or whatever it is, like it's that kind of thing. So that's how we do hard finishes. When it's soft finishes, in our office, we do a lot of budget allocation. So based on somebody's, say, floor plan, I can work out, and I know their style, I can say, well, look, for your lounge room, you have to spend X. For your dining room, you have to spend X because you need, I don't know, 18 dining chairs or 20 dining chairs, whatever it is.
Who's having 20 dining chairs?
I have lots of clients. I have lots of clients that have 8. I have lots of clients that have 6. I have people that have banquettes that have 2. I have,
They must have big families.
Yeah, big families. I work with a lot of big families, so beautiful big dining tables. So, it just depends. So we sort of budget allocate, and then then they go, okay, I get it.
Yeah.
I'm happy with that figure, and then we go off and we start to create. So because we would have done our style imagery to start, I understand what they're wanting, and then I can really go into it. And you know what? It's so funny in this industry. People get so scared that this sort of stigma around interior design is that you have to have that expensive fabric on the sofa. I mean, look, yes, there's some I love fabric. I do.
Me too.
I do. I'm a bit of a thing with fabric, but the thing is, at the end of the day, a 3-seater sofa takes 16 meters of fabric. Right?
Which is a lot.
Which is a lot. Some of them take 18.
Yeah.
Right? It's a lot of fabric. So if you think, I don't want to go ahead with the designer because I really can't afford that sofa. Talk to them, and I often maybe tweak the fabric brand in order to bring the meterage down, but still retain the quality. Absolutely. Just about brand swapping. Cushions, sometimes people want really beautiful cushions, and I do the fronts of them beautiful and the backs of them in just a plain to cut costs. I don't do it all the time, but sometimes it's like, look, it's a room that's not used as much, or kids have got Vegemite fingers on them or something like that. So I think the thing is communication. Yeah. As long as you communicate together, I think you can both get to where you're going.
So on communication, when a project is happening and underway, how often would you communicate with a client, and do you like them to visit, or is it a bad idea if they're not living in the space?
Look, it depends on what it is. I mean, I'm very much about communication. So, in our office, we're always communicating with clients. Like today, for example, we're doing a beautiful house for some lovely people, and we're designing some hexagon ottomans with lovely black tape on them. We're doing a beautiful entrance bench. We're making some lovely planter boxes for outside that are custom and bespoke.
Yeah.
And for that sort of thing, I know the client would probably go, cool, you go ahead and do it.
Yeah.
But I wanted to show her our drawings before we manufacture, more, not because to check in with myself, but because I wanted her to understand the level of detail that we go to and make sure she's happy with them, you know. And she is, but, you know, it's nice to include them. I feel like it's nice to not let people feel like they're in the dark.
Yeah.
So we constantly communicate. The other thing we do is when we have a job, we like to say to a lot of our clients when things are expected. And even when we're quoting, we put lead times on everything. So the expectation's there already. Yeah.
Let's go back to Christmas. How many clients have the expectation that this is going to be ready for Christmas so I can host in my brand new home?
Yeah, a lot of people. A lot of people do want things before Christmas. But it's funny. I think the Australian, you know, population or community, design community, people that are design savvy are actually getting really clever. They know now not to ring the designer in August and say, hey, can I have my house fitted out with a new kitchen and bathrooms before Christmas? They're really clever and they know a lot more about design because they watch TV shows, they watch things.
Yeah.
So they know now to go, you know, I'm going to call you in March, but I would like it done for Christmas. Yeah. So they're
and that's
really
reasonable?
clever. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I would say if it's a kitchen, if you're going to renovate a kitchen and you're going to sort of demolish it and start again, for a kitchen in an existing house, I would probably allow maybe like 10 to 12 weeks. Okay. And I know that sounds like a lot, but you could have electrical rough-in, appliances delayed, you know, with Winnings or somebody like that.
What's a rough-in?
So rough-in, like electrical rough-in, you know, or like plumbing rough-in.
So is that where the trades would come in and just mark out where things are going to go? Yeah,
where things are going to go, or if you're moving something. So, you know, you got to get those trades in, and sometimes they're busy. Yeah. Depends on kind of how jobs are, or maybe you're, I don't know, maybe you're retiling or fixing floorboards from an old kitchen. So things take time, and it's good to allow that time, you know. We're doing a kitchen renovation at the moment for clients of mine. They're very, very patient people.
That helps.
They're very, you know, they're patient, but they know that they would be living without their kitchen, you know, for about 8 to 10 weeks. And I said, well, are you going to eat off a barbecue? Where is your current fridge going to be located in the house? Are you going to eat Chinese takeaway every night? Probably. You know, what are you doing? You know, are you cool with that? You know, so yes, I am. Okay, great. Let's renovate the kitchen. You know what I mean? Like, you just have to ask these questions. But if you're not prepared for it, do not go through it. You know, because it just, you know, that's an example. I mean, when it's a new build, it's a lot easier, but things take time. They do. They really do. Bathrooms take time. You've got to waterproof. You've got to screed. You've got to allow for things to dry.
What's the most costly thing you've come across in a project, a renovation?
Yeah, okay. So the biggest thing that I've come across was we worked on a project where the actual roof structure, the trades that I was dealing with, we weren't even touching the roof. We were just renovating a kitchen, doing an ensuite, doing some new floors. And they went up into the roof for electrics and bits and pieces, and they found that all the roof structure was ready to fall down. Oh yeah, it was just like unbelievable. So look,
how do you deliver that news to the homeowners?
What do you do? Like, you're working in an existing house, you don't know, like, it's, you know what I mean? Like, you don't. It's just something that happens, so we just have to tell them, sort of say, look, this is what's happened. But I think it's good to have good people on site that pick that up and go, look, let's fix it.
I want to talk about loves and peeves. So if a client wants to work with an interior designer, what are the things that you wish they would do, or you love it when they do this, and what is it that sometimes clients do that you just think, why, please stop that?
Look, probably for us, I think probably the biggest thing for us is budget. I would think it's always good to have that conversation straight up about kind of where we're at. What do we want to spend? Can we do this? Can we help you? So I think for us, probably that's my biggest thing. Probably that would be it. I think budget, because then we know what we're dealing with and we're not, you know, getting into funny situations where you can't afford it or something like that.
So don't be a big shot. Don't pretend you've got more than you have.
Communicate is the big, communicate about the budget. I think for us, probably, you know, I think because we like to do fully furnished homes, or like a fully furnished room where we handle everything. You know, it's nice if people just let us do our job and not sort of shop it out or something like that. Probably that's, you know, but we don't have clients that do that. So, you know, I'm lucky I don't. I'm saying this, I'm being honest, but not that I know of. But I mean, they could have, but, you know, like,
I think it comes down to the communication.
It does, yeah. Because, you know, you think, well, this is someone's livelihood and, they're, like we really do put a lot of work into what we do, and you don't want somebody to think, I don't know, when you have to have that cushion and maybe you back it in a plain fabric, that something from XYZ's going to be the same, it's not. So that's probably the only thing really, I think. I think I've got really, a lot of my clients are very happy, and I think it's because I'm very honest and open.
Yeah.
And I feed off people being happy with me. That's just my personality, I think. Yeah. I like when people are happy with me, because I think then they recommend you, or
Absolutely.
I like people to be really happy with the work that we've done.
Yeah.
And I like people to tell me if they're not happy with something. I think even if they're not, just be open and honest, and don't dwell on it, or say, or if a tradesman's done something, tell me, just tell me what they've done, like what is it, that's probably the only thing I would say. But we're human at the end of the day, we're doing a job, and that's what we're doing. Everybody's doing a job.
Coming up, our mystery drawer moment and more from Lauren, which I'm going to say leaves us a bit delirious and hilarious. It's all new and fun, so stick with us for the ride and see what happens. We'll be back soon. When it comes to creating a home that feels calm, beautiful, and uniquely yours, light plays a leading role. Luxaflex offers a range of custom window coverings that don't just elevate your interiors, they help you shape every space with light. From soft sheers that diffuse sunlight to small blinds that move at the touch of a button, every product is made with quality, craftsmanship, and thoughtful design. Discover how Luxaflex can transform the way you live and enjoy your home every day. Visit luxaflex.com.au or contact your local showroom to see the collection in person. Oz Design's new collection blends natural textures and warm timbers with clean, modern lines. We've been trying a few items here in our new podcast home, and I think these pieces bring timeless style and lasting quality that make any space feel both relaxed and refined. So whether refreshing one room or your whole home, this collection makes styling effortless and enjoyable. What are some myths about the job? What do you think are some preconceived ideas about interior designers?
Look, I don't know. I think the main thing is that a lot of people would think that they're just going to take all your money. They're going to take all your bank balance, but I mean, okay, yes, we'll take some of it. Yes, absolutely. Yes, give it to you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you very much. But I think that's probably the biggest thing. Or maybe that they may be railroaded into, that's a big one.
Yep.
That they may be railroaded into a style that they don't, that's not really them.
Yep.
Like maybe, because especially my business, I like to do a little bit of modern classic and classic. I do. I enjoy it. And I like to work with different people. I'm mainly a classic girl, but, sometimes people think, oh, you're going to put a floral fabric in my room and I'm more just a plain person. Let's have a conversation about it. Okay, I don't have to put a floral, but do you know what I mean? I think they feel like maybe you're going to put a look onto them that's not quite them, and that's what they freak out about a lot. Or or maybe they really just want a practical fabric on something and they think you're going to pick something really expensive. So it just depends.
Is being an interior designer glamorous?
Look, I honestly, Elle, I would say, even though I'm wearing a hydrangea dress today, it's no. It can be, it can be. Like sometimes, like I went to, a job yesterday. I'm doing another part of a house, and I walked back into something I'd done like last year, and I'm like, oh God, this is beautiful. This is so beautiful. That's the glamorous part about it. But no, I roll rugs out, I stuff cushions, I iron things, I make beds that people take photos of because they want it to stay the same. This is the thing. It can be glamorous, but it's a job.
Yeah.
And we run a business, and I've been running a business since I was 28. I'm about to turn 46. Yes.
No.
I've just admitted my age.
Gosh, looking gorgeous.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. Yeah. But oh God, I'm getting old. But the thing is, I've been doing it for such a long time that it's a business, and I have bad days and I have good days. I have days I'm like, oh my goodness, something's happened, and you get really upset and you don't sleep, and you have days where you think, wow, I'm blown away by what I created. Is your job glamorous?
Oh, my job is not always glamorous.
No, exactly. Yeah.
And that is the truth. I think people have an idea that as an editor of a magazine and a website that it is just pointing out beautiful things all day or just standing back on photo shoots, demanding someone bring you a coffee. Like, that's absolutely not what it is.
Yeah.
It is enjoyable.
Yeah.
It is the absolute best thing I've ever done in my career.
Beautiful.
But it's hard work.
Yeah.
And a lot of my job now is business.
Yeah, 100%.
At the end of the day, we, as you are, running a business.
100%.
But the fun stuff is, I feel like every month I get to share with my team what my wish list is.
Oh, that's beautiful.
And I'd love to do a story on this, and let's do a photo shoot on that. And then at the end of the month, all the features come back, and I just think, yes, this is what I wanted. I love it. I'm so happy. So
that's what you feed off.
Exactly. And working with people who share that excitement. And
100%.
It is just a joy. Let's just say cheers to jobs that are glamorous sometimes.
Sometimes, 100%. Yeah, 100%. I mean, it's like anything, it's so funny. I work with actually a lot of doctors,
Yeah.
And in the past I have, and, they fix you, you know, they fix you. That's what they do. And they make you well and they make you better again. It's like us. I feel like I'm the house doctor. I come in and I'm fixing the situation and I'm making people better and happy, and that's the way you've got to look at it in life, I think. It's a funny way of looking at it.
But you are the house doctor.
I'm the house doctor, 100%.
I'd like you to come and fix my house.
Let's go. Let's do it. No, I'm sure you've got a beautiful house.
I love it. It's my happiest place.
Yeah?
I do enjoy being there.
What's your favourite part of your home?
Oh, the best part of my home is the kitchen.
Yeah, beautiful.
I just love it. And I joke around and say I redesigned my whole house and renovated my house because I wanted a new cooker.
Oh, we'll get along then.
We'll talk. I feel another episode coming on.
I feel like another cooker episode coming on. It's so do you love to cook?
I absolutely adore cooking. I cook all the time. It's just a great way to unwind. And also my husband doesn't cook, so.
Oh, even better.
Yeah.
So he just gets to eat it.
He gets to eat it,
Does
but
he?
we eat what I want all the time because I'm the cook.
Kitchen, I agree with you. It's the most important part of the home, 100%.
So, Lauren, we have a segment called The Mystery Drawer, and it's where, as you know, because we've already asked you, we asked you to bring in something from your home.
So you can ask me about my weirdness.
Great.
It's weird. It's very funny. Okay, so I'm going to share something with you, Elle, which is a bit of a human being thing because I'm an interior designer and I'm a normal person. Basically, 100% I'm going to reveal to you I'm a total down-to-earth normal person. Okay, so I'll show you what I brought here.
What is that?
Okay, so here we go. So when we bought our beautiful, it's beautiful now, Federation home, this was actually the doorbell, right, that we put on the front of the house quickly because we were renovating the home, okay? And
so you've brought a doorbell.
I brought a doorbell in because this doorbell, I mean, it's not really in my drawer. It's more like on my front door. This doorbell, I have this beautiful home and that doorbell is still at my front door.
Is it?
This doorbell. Look at it. I mean, it's just got no soul.
So how would you describe that? For anyone who's listening, not watching, how would you describe the aesthetics of this doorbell?
This is a panicked doorbell. So this is when you need a doorbell in the front of your house because you're renovating your house. You can't hear people come to the front door to Woolworths to deliver your groceries, right? And you need a doorbell. This is a panicked doorbell.
What colour would you call that?
I would say it was white. Now it's ecru. So I have an ecru doorbell. So this doorbell is still, to this current day, the doorbell that's on the front of our house. Here we are, 5 years later, Elle, right? So
okay.
I have this doorbell, which is a lovely doorbell.
You've brought another doorbell.
Right, I brought another doorbell. So this is a lovely doorbell that I bought.
It's beautiful. What's it made from?
It's made from real brass, natural brass. It's an Italian doorbell. If you look up Italian doorbells in brass, it'll come up. So anyway, so now I have a lovely natural brass doorbell. But what happened was I've been so busy this year that I forgot I bought this doorbell.
Oh.
So this doorbell 3 months later turned up at our office and I'm like, what is that package, right? And in the interim, I thought, oh, my goodness, I've got people coming for Christmas. I need to do something about the doorbell. So in here, I have an Ivor doorbell, that I've bought.
You have a third.
A third doorbell.
She has a third doorbell.
I have a third doorbell, right, that I bought in between ugly doorbell
Okay.
and this brass doorbell.
Which you are opening as we speak.
I'm opening as we speak.
There's a bit of ASMR.
Right? So this is actually quite a nice doorbell. So then I have this doorbell. And then this morning when I said to you, I'm going to go do this amazing thing with Home Beautiful, I'm taking my 3 funny doorbells with me that not one of them's on the house except for this thing. And he said to me, I also bought a 4th doorbell.
Oh, you're joking.
That I bought it with our door hardware. So I have 4 doorbells, Elle. So you need to help me pick one for my front door.
I was just going to say, the big question is which doorbell? We should post some pictures of this, or if you're listening, have a look at the video and let's put it to the audience.
Put it to the audience.
Leave your comment in the show notes. Tell us which doorbell, Ecru, Italian, or either.
Oh, exactly. Like, I'm an interior designer. How has this happened?
We're only a few episodes in, but this could be my favourite mystery draw moment so far.
And I'm going to ask you, Elle, do you need a doorbell? I will donate one.
I could have your reject.
You could totally have my reject.
You are too kind. Now, I was going to ask what is coming up, what project are you looking forward to, but clearly it's a doorbell installation.
I would love this to happen. I would really love this to go on the front of our house, please. I'm doing a beautiful job at the moment, beautiful house with Felton Homes.
Oh.
Beautiful classic home. So I'm really looking forward to... We've been documenting that. We're going to do interior decoration. It's a beautiful, beautiful home, new build. So that's on the cards for next year. So that's going to be a huge job for us next year that we've already started working on. So I'm really excited to be working with them, and the clients are lovely. So that's happening. I'm doing a lovely lady in Hawthorne. So I actually went to Melbourne.
Yes.
She loved
Nationwide Studio Trio.
Yeah, 100%. Absolutely. She's so sweet. She told me she travels a lot internationally, and she actually had the Home Beautiful front cover ripped off, and she takes it with her of the Green Kitchen.
The Green Kitchen.
From March edition.
It's all about green kitchens.
This year. She said to me, that's my lady. So that was lovely. So I'm doing a renovation for her, which is really exciting. Oh, I've got heaps of stuff going on.
Well,
decorating.
if you want any of them featured in a magazine, I have connections.
Do you really?
I have connections.
Do
I
you?
do.
Oh, well, I'll just have to come and see you. 100%.
Lauren, thank you so much for coming on today.
You're most welcome.
Still our early days of this incredible podcast. I am so happy that you were able to join us.
Oh, thank you so much for having me, Elle, and thank you so much to Home Beautiful for supporting me. Thank you for your doorbell advice.
My pleasure.
Thank you.
Who knew that doorbells could be so much fun? If you have anything you'd like to share with us, doorbell perhaps, leave your comments in the show notes. And thank you so much for listening. We're a brand new podcast. We really appreciate you being here and can't wait to see you next time. Thank you to Oz Design for our beautiful set. Come visit the Experience team in store and see the latest looks. This episode is brought to you by Luxaflex, transforming homes with functional window coverings designed to shape your light and your lifestyle.
This is an R Media podcast.